First tonight, the Leicester teenager who was sexually assaulted by a stranger is now advising the NHS service that supported her. The woman who we're calling Amy went back for more counselling after being targeted then by a different man years later. Well, now she's urging other survivors to ask for help from the Sexual Assault Referral Centre. They also offer medical support, which makes it easier for victims to give evidence. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
Juniper Lodge has been Amy's lifeline, a place to deal with the trauma of the sexual violence that began when she was still at school.
As a teenager, I mean, you don't know someone, there's always that fear, well, who do I go to? How do I, if I get questions, how do I identify this person? Because I don't know who that person is. Whereas when I've come as an adult, it's kind of, will people then judge me because I knew the individual? I got one-to-one support. It was kind of having like a chat with a friend as opposed to a professional, and that's how comfortable she made me feel.
How much difference do you think they made to you here?
In a way, it kind of saved my life, because a lot of people who have been sexually assaulted and have been raped almost hold that shame on them. And coming to a service like this, it kind of takes that away from you. She made me feel safe.
A safe place to get medical support too, and to offer forensic examinations in a place that's welcoming.
And look at this. This is the police interview room. It's designed to make it as comfortable as possible for traumatised victims to give evidence. There are microphones in the walls here. Up here, a couple of video cameras so that a detective can take a statement in the room next door. And if necessary, the recordings can be used as evidence in court.
We do recognise that there are barriers to people accessing support. They might be ashamed, embarrassed. What we want to do is just to reassure people that we won't judge you, we will believe you, and we will treat you as an individual. If you report to the police officers will bring you here. If you're not sure about whether you want to report to the police, we put no pressure on you at all.
The most of the sun in this country.
Some survivors come forward several decades after being abused, and now they've invited Amy to join a panel to advise them on how to improve the service.
Certain services might not understand what it feels like from a survivor's perspective. So I wanted to kind of give back and say, you know, these are the things that are working well, these are the things that can be improved. For example, if someone's been offered 5 sessions, does that person need more mental health support? Do they need more sessions of counselling? The panel's been amazing, like my voice is always heard.
It won't turn the clock back. Amy will always bear the mental scars, but she's encouraging other survivors of sexual abuse to make that first step and ask for support.
And Jeremy's here with me in the studio. And we talk about the survivors. Who are they?
Well, and it's often the people they're helping, women in their 20s, but it's people of all ages, all backgrounds. They've got specialist advisors for children there. And Millie told me there's a big push now to reach survivors who are more reluctant to come forward, men in particular, LGBT groups too. And she also makes the point that most of these assaults aren't by strangers. It's often a partner or a former partner, someone the victim knows well, and that's why there's such a big push here to keep this service so confidential.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so difficult, doesn't it? I mean, just how many are there that are asking for this kind of help?
Well, they had over 300 referrals at Juniper Lodge in New Parks there last year. Now that serves the Leicestershire police area. Across the rest of our region there are another 4 of these sexual assault referral centres. And one big part of this is avoiding making these survivors having to explain what happened again and again, because you can imagine how traumatic that is. It can often trigger a reaction. So what they're trying to do here is set up what they call a one-stop shop where you get all the help you need in one place.
I mean, it seems that there are centres out there, but is it enough?
Well, they don't do it all in-house. What will often happen is that people will get referred on, say, to a counselling service. That can depend on availability. I'm told the availability is pretty good across a lot of our region, a bit more patchy in other areas. But if you do want help for this, they are encouraging you to come forward. You can Google, search for SARC, that's S-A-R-C. That'll give you a link to an NHS website where you can type in your location.
All right, Jeremy, thanks indeed for that.